Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rolling Nomads. We're back. Took a couple of weeks off there due to some, life things, technical difficulties, what have you. But here we are. No real announcements today. We're just happy to be back. I still got that, the spooky season feelings just floating all up in my innards. It's great. I love it. I'm gonna watch more horror movies later, probably until I'm all tuckered out with that and then like roll right into the rest of the holiday season, or take a nap. We'll see. Um, in the meantime, however, before that nap and before any of those movies, because I still haven't picked which ones I'm going to watch yet, let's go ahead and meet our players.
Hello, be back. Nice to see you all.
Sorry, she's so perky. Welcome back, everybody. Stellan's back. Yay!
That's me. Hi, everyone. I am Stellan. No, I'm CJ. I play Stellan. And it's good to be back.
And it is great to have you back. Excuse me. Now you had a little bit of travel there, a little bit of a run in with some feeling under the weather and what have you. Um, as always, happy to have you back. But you've missed quite a bit. Uh, let's see. I think you were saying last time you were here, uh, you were still like in Goblin Prison essentially, and figuring out what was going on. So, gonna do a little bit of a kind of a sped up recap for some of the stuff that happened before that, and then we'll get you kind of spun up here. So, they talked to the goblins. They basically took the deal or made a deal rather, with the leader of the goblins to deal with their problem, despite the goblin shaman wanting nothing to do with that. Our silver tongue cleric, just kind of finagled his way through there. Um, and even managed to sweet talk his way into getting the party some magic items before going into the poorly secured area. Uh, excuse me. Then, going in there, they found a big old hole in the ground. There were some spiders that just sort of popped out of nowhere. It was a great time that they smacked some of these spiders, and little baby spiders came off of them. It was just straight nightmare fuel because the only thing worse than spiders suddenly appearing is spiders suddenly disappearing and then reappearing later. But they dealt with those after our cleric was snatched up by one of them, is swooped down. They had a little 1v1, and last we saw, Zaris took a swing at one of the phase spiders and missed, and the spider returned this gesture, we'll say, and did not miss. And that's kind of where that episode ended. But shortly after this, our one of our druid friends, Cleo, killed the last of the little babies, which was the way to uh, kind of phase over there. So they couldn't go chasing after that. But down into the hole they went, and walking through these caves and the twists and turns and what have you, exploring this dark, strange new place. They ran into a couple of babies, like baby egg sacs, along the way, um, and decided, you know what, we're just going spider stomping today, and just kind of started smashing them. One of the bigger spiders came along because it didn't like that very much, and we had, well, Stellan and excuse me, NIAM and Cleo really just gang up on the spiders there. The big one that had shown up, they just they turned into a dire wolf and an ape, and it was actually really cool because NIAM basically teleported above this thing, turned into an ape, dropped down, and just started hammering on it. And before the spider could really manage to get away, it was finished off. And if I recall correctly, it was actually Stellan who delivered the felling blow. So now there's spider guts all over the floor. You're standing in a hallway. You've got dead spider right in front of you. You've got an ape sitting on top of said dead spider, and a wolf sitting right next to it. and that's where we are.
I roll so much better when I'm not the one doing it. It's fantastic. Thanks, everyone.
Well, hopefully that luck from all those good rolls knocked out some of the whatever bad juju you had going on before, and we can just kind of see more of that going forward.
It is now transferred to me being in charge of the Deccan Ticket to Ride. Don't let me.
Oh. Well, we'll see. We will see how all of that plans out or pans out. Words are hard. Stay in school, kids. So, with the spider bested, now deceased, the question here would fall to you three is, where are you going next? Now, the road going down, is going to fork a little bit. There's a bit of a wider opening off to your right, with a longer hallway going down to the left.
Didn't we decide we were going down?
Well, yes, but it's kind of forking a little bit. So,
Huh.
but I mean, the scene is yours. So, what are we doing here?
Not making my map so big that I can't see.
There we go.
Excuse me.
Direwolf Cleo, very cool. Yeah, I think Stellan looking at not even aware if Cleo can speak any human languages, while Direwolf is just like, that was really phenomenal.
She's just gonna bark.
Cool. And I think maybe might
Wait.
move forward just to see how far down either side he can see without going down either side.
I see. Okay. Um,
Wait,
just
I'm
wondering
still an
if
ape,
it-
huh?
correct. Yep, you are
Oh,
still an ape, and Cleo
okay.
is still a wolf.
I forgot.
No worries, no worries.
Stellan will look at. Oh my god, and you're still an ape. I was like, Stellan will look at the other. Nope, no one. It's just me, a dire wolf, and an ape. Well, yeah. I'm gonna try and see. In that case, the first thing I'm gonna do is try and see how far. After I remember how to pop out my. There we go, character sheet. I'm gonna see how far down I can see. Would you like me to make like a? Would that be perception or investigation? Perception.
I would say perception is more fitting in this case.
I'm not really like digging into it,
Right.
checking it out. So yeah, all right.
Yeah,
let's
that was kind
do-
of my thought process on that. So I would say perception.
Yay! What did I roll? There we go. That's a. Oh wait, why do I have? Do I have advantage on perception? No, it just automatically does
Oh,
that. Sorry,
it
it's been a
automatically
minute.
does it. No worries.
19. Yay!
19. All right.
Because
So
it's not
with
an
a
attack
19,
roll.
so with a 19, looking down the way that is down to your left, it looks like that one goes down a little further into the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And kind of goes into a larger open area. And it curves a little bit, so it's kind of hard to see exactly where from where you're standing. However, the other way goes into a smaller sort of. I've drawn a blank on the name for it, but a smaller opening. Um, so it's a hallway that branches out into a larger opening there, and actually from here you would, especially with that 19, you would be able to see this. So I'm going to go ahead and move this here. Um,
Ah,
in a combination of webs and something else, it's a little hard to see from here. Um, you see two goblins, one on each side of the entryway, and they're both cocooned in webbing. But it appears also that they've got something lodged in either shoulder, and you can see some blood leaking out from there. It's notably not a fatal wound, though.
Okay. Yes, and we are on their side now. Um, things to note. I think Stellan will say quietly to the ape and the dire wolf, neither of which he's entirely sure understand him, but kind of thinks at least for sure Cleo does, because there was sort of an interaction there. He's going to say, there are two goblins ahead, down that way to our right, and they're injured and webbed up, but we might be able to save them if that's what we're doing. Yeah, great. Let's go.
Good.
Entirely
Great.
forgetting he can't have a conversation with an ape or a wolf. And so he's gonna very cautiously lead the way down that tunnel to our right, I think. Trying, I think, taking extra time to be more aware so that we don't get jumped by something.
Naturally, yep. See, that is a
David,
great
I can't
plan.
move my token.
Oh,
Yeah, me
I'm
neither.
sorry. Let me
It's-
fix that for you real quick. So, oh, pardon me. Let me see. Ah, there it is. See? All right, 9, got yours, and Cleo, fixing yours right now. Boom, and boom. All right, there we go. Good to go.
Sir.
Of course, of course. Um, okay. So yeah, walking up this part, there's not as many. You still see some egg sacks up on the walls. These ones, unlike some of the other ones that you came across before, don't seem like they're quite as ready to hatch yet. So they're not wiggling around. They're not shifting. No little creepy crawlies coming out at the moment.
That's good.
So,
How fun.
okay.
Yeah, he'll just keep shuffling that way if there's no clear
Yep.
hazards.
Yeah. Nothing at the moment.
David, how big am I?
I believe an ape is a medium creature. I want
I'm
to
stepped on by a wolf.
I want to say the ape is medium, and then the dire wolf would be a large creature. So, clear. Yep, medium beast. So, but yeah, um, yeah, you're able to make it all the way up to the goblins. There's at the moment nothing.
Okay.
Plenty of evidence of spiders, but no harmful spiders, I would say at the moment.
What?
Hmm?
Yeah.
I can't speak in ape, so I'm gonna be quiet over here.
Can you unape?
Well, so yes, but there's the limit on druid wild shapes.
Yeah, how many
So,
times you can do it?
yeah.
Well, a really stupid question.
Oh, those are some of the best. What do you got?
If Stellan tries to do a medicine check, can I get advantage if the ape or the dire wolf helps me?
So with a normal ape or dire wolf, I would say you don't have a very strong case.
But
However,
druids.
because these are druids, I can see that. They can at least use the universal language of pointing, at least for
Yeah.
the ape. I mean, the direwolf can kind of do that, um, but it's a lot easier with fingers.
He's gonna look at the goblins and then turn to Cleo and Niam and say, I don't know how to do medicine. Just nudge me if I'm doing something wrong. And he's going to try to, can I do a medicine check on this goblin to see what's wrong with him and what I can do to help? Sorry, this is just ridiculous.
Is the goblin alive? Does it look alive, David?
Uh, both of these goblins are alive. Yes. Now, with excuse me. Now, one neat thing about druids, right, is with the wild shape, you've got all the physical stats of the beast that you turn into, but your own mental stats. So anything you would know about medicine or goblin bodies applies, and you would be able to use that knowledge. The trick is usually just communication. Now, Stellan, you said you wanted to do a medicine check. What are you trying to do here? Like, what are you trying to learn, to figure out, or what's going on?
Identify, like, what is wrong with them exactly and see if we collectively as a unit can revive them, maybe so we can get them out or send them out. I mean, I don't think we're gonna walk them back, but
Right, right. Okay. In that case, yeah, go ahead. Oh, yes, Cleo.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but like speaking of units, I don't know if I'm with the group right now. Is
Oh.
the hallway big for me? Because I was looking at my icon and then looking at the guys. I didn't want to like. I moved at the first part, but then I moved back because I wasn't sure. Because then I noticed how small it was.
Yep.
But like, we're already in the throes of conversation, so
Right. No, you're fine. You're fine. I think this is kind of the first situation where we've had where you've been larger than the space that you're occupying or trying to move through. So, as a large creature, as really any creature, you can squeeze through a space that is one size category smaller than yourself. So you can, as a large creature, can squeeze through a space for a medium creature, but not for a small. And
Direwolf bigger than me.
I mean, it's a large creature.
Niam, you push, I'll pull. Let's go.
Right.
So you would be able to move through that space. For this part, it doesn't matter as much, but during times when movement is being tracked, it would be half movement through those spaces. So you kind of shimmy your way through,
Awesome.
but you're able to make it through without really any difficulty. It's just a little bit of a squeeze.
David, I have a dumb question.
Oh boy, what you got?
The intelligence level of NIAM stays the same in ape form?
Correct.
Okay.
Mentally, Niam is the same person, just physically a little hairier.
Okay. So the ape is going to start pointing at Stellan and then pointing at its head, pointing at Stellan and pointing at its head.
Okay.
And Stellan goes, You. Sorry, I don't. I'm dumb. What?
Okay. So the ape is going to walk over and put its head against Stellan's.
Oh. Yeah, he lets that happen. He trusts you all implicitly. He's known you for a week.
I'm going to make little circles with my little apey fingers. and then point to your head and my head. This is not working.
Crickets chirp in Stellan's brain. Oh! Yeah, I can do that. And he has that ability. I'm gonna make sure I still have, like, that I haven't used it all up, but he has that ability to connect their thoughts. Let me just make sure I've got that, which I think I do. So I've got a number, there we go. It is... Yeah, I've still got dice left of that. So I can do that. He goes, oh, great idea. Do you speak not ape in our heads? Never mind, let's find out. And he's going to like concentrate and do that thing he does where he links their minds, and he's going to link NIAM, Cleo, and himself.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Communication
It's been a minute
restored.
since I played him. And he's just like, in his head, he's like, okay, you can hear me. Now you try.
Hi.
Is it ape or is it common?
You can communicate normally.
He's like,
Yes.
yes. Oh, I feel a little less silly this way. Somehow. What'd you say? Sorry.
Spiders taste weird.
I think he actually chuckles and he's like, I wouldn't know. All right. So then, with your help and 2 sets of opposable thumbs, we should be able to see what we can do for these people.
Okay.
So how would you like us to do this? Should we have someone who's more adept at it roll, or should I roll with advantage?
Well, so the help action would provide advantage if you were doing that. But I would say in either case, whoever's doing the action is going to be the one doing the roll, but they can gain the benefit of advantage from the help action. So
I think theoretically it could be me or Niam, because apes are they have digits and use hands.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably?
however you guys want to work it.
Are we rolling medicine?
Yeah.
This would be a medicine check, yes.
Okay. I have that.
I think that maybe then it is better if Niam tries that, and then the assistance will come from any further help from Cleo, and then literally Stellan being like instructed to do things. If there's like fine motor movements that need to be done, you can be like, Stellan, do that kind of thing. And so we'll make Niam the lead on this, because my plus to medicine is 0. I'm not a wise man.
That's better than negatives. So
Okay. So I'm just rolling straight medicine, David.
straight medicine. And with advantage on this one, so you'll take the higher number.
Woohoo!
What do you got?
A 15 and a 20.
Was that, well, with
Did
advantage,
you have
we would be
advantage?
taking the 20 there.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that, let's see. From here, and just to kind of refresh my memory here, what was it you were trying to look for with the goblins? Kind of just figuring out like their condition, or more like
If
I'm just
we can
trying to
get
answer
them
your
on their
question.
feet, I think is kind of the question. It's sort of like, can we help them? Can we get them, not necessarily escorting them out, but get them on their feet so they can get themselves out, or are they beyond help, sort of thing?
Excuse me. Okay. Okay. So with that, you are able to see, for examining the goblins here, that the stab wound essentially that they have in their shoulders is in a non-fatal position. It hurts, but it wasn't necessarily to to kill them. Now the thing that's in there almost looks like it's not quite a rock, as it appeared to be kind of from a distance before. Definitely not a conventional stabbing mechanism, but as you look at that, it looks to be made of a very similar material to the webbing, perhaps even the same material. As far as the goblins themselves, with their medical check, with the medical check that you two provided, they are definitely alive. They are still breathing, um, and you can see like eye movement, but physically beyond the eye movement, they don't seem to be moving around very much.
Do we
And
think
maybe
they
the
were
occasional
maybe
facial twitch.
paralytic effect of spider venom? Says CJ, not Stellan. I don't know if Stellan's that smart. I mean, he's probably pretty well versed in spiders, but
So there is a slight facial twitch for one of the goblins, but it doesn't. Excuse me. Um, it's like it's trying, but it's not. It's not clear whether or not they would be able to walk out of here on their own. Um, at least at the
we
moment.
unimpale them at least.
And also the implement used there, say probably about that 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 about the about the excuse me, diameter and length of that their water bottle. So it was more or less just meant to go through, but it yeah. So that comes out. Well, there's naturally there's going to be a little bit more bleeding because of that. Because fun fact for anybody watching or listening, if you have been stabbed, go to the hospital. Don't pull it out. Just get medical professionals.
Mm, mm. David, can I still use cure wounds as an ape?
Ooh,
These are the real questions.
that actually I think that's a later level druid feature. Like I want to give that one, but that one I think is a later level druid class feature. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
Don't know
Uh,
if I don't ask.
no, that's fair. That's fair. And if I am wrong on that, then we'll allow that in the future for sure. But I'm fairly certain that is a higher level druid thing.
Hmm.
Do you guys have any other potential healing items?
Hold, please. So healing word wouldn't work either then. Mm.
I could also see an additional medicine check for this as well to essentially provide first aid.
Yeah, let's do that because I'm not a Healy boy.
Usually
a
do the
stabby
opposite
boy.
of healing.
When I can roll, I'm a stabby boy.
All right. So another medicine check, David.
Would be another medicine check. And if you're working together, then I can see advantage on this one as well.
20.
Beautiful. Yep. So with that, with the supplies you have on hand, whether that be some cloths, any sort of material that could essentially bandage the wound there, you would be able to patch that up and stop any bleeding, and mitigate any concerns to this goblin's health as a result of said stabbing. Now, as far as let me see. Okay. Now, What about I mean, as well. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. The goblins unimpaled and patched up from being unimpaled. What do we got from there?
Ellen, Ellen, can the goblins why are the goblins still here? Can you ask the goblins how they're here if they say they never come out? How did they live?
Are they? So they're kind of more conscious now, or
So they are conscious. You can see them looking around. They're just their eyes are darting all over the place. They're panicking essentially at the moment. Um, but physically, it seems as though it's a struggle for them to move.
hmm. He's gonna look them over and be like, "Did that help?" And then realize and look up and say, I think they're
One of
not.
them gurgles a little bit.
I think perhaps they're poisoned or paralyzed or something."
Um, yeah. And they okay. So are they still up on the wall, like kind of mounted to the wall, or are you trying to pull them down, or did you just leave them
Would
there and
have
just sort of pull it out?
definitely been to when unimpaling them also remove them from the wall.
Okay. Okay. Uh,
Depending
so
on how they're attached, I suppose.
yeah,
Use the
so
webbing to
it's
pack their wounds, Stellan.
That's a good idea.
you could use the webbing for that. I could definitely see that.
He will do that.
Um,
And actually, even though he's not a fighter, not a medicine boy, he's probably done that before.
yeah. Now, so when pulling it off of the wall, it was stuck on there pretty good. You had to give it a good pull, but with time, it does come down. Um, the goblins probably would not have been able to pull themselves down in this current state. But they were just little goblin cocoons, little face popping out, almost like a little baby goblin wrapped up in thing, except not a baby goblin in this case. Um,
And not at all happy.
oh
Understood.
no, not at all, not at all. Well, I mean, I can't really blame the goblin in this instance for not being happy.
No. He'll probably once the wounds are packed and they're as better as we can get them, probably prop them gently against the wall so that
Okay,
they don't like choke to death on their own saliva or something.
yeah, yeah, that that is fair.
And I think he'll be like, I'm not sure there's anything else we can do for them right now. Yeah. I usually look like that after a night out. Um hmm. Perhaps we can return back here after we've done more exploring on our way back and escort them out if they haven't gotten themselves out already. Should I cover them in something like a cloth?
Oh, we don't want them to get eaten by spiders.
Can Stellan take some of the webbing and kind of pull it over them like blanket style so it looks like they haven't gotten out of the webbing, but that it's not actually holding them anywhere?
I I can see that. That I mean, again, you got to pull a little bit. It gives you some resistance, but eventually, I would say you would be able to gather up enough webbing to just sort of cover them up in a little blanket, which they um they don't know what's going on. This is very concerning for them. Like you just took them off the wall, unstabbed them, which hurt, and now you're wrapping them up in more webbing. This is yeah,
He
they
will
are not calm.
he will be like, "We are here to help, but we cannot take you out right now. So I'm just putting this over you in case something comes by and sees that you're off of the wall. Um, I think when you're feeling like you can move, you should be able to move it aside and run out of here, which is, and I obviously don't know as I've just rejoined, but he gives probably somewhat confusing directions back out, which is to your left and then up, and kind of does that and is like, if you're still here when we get back, I will carry you back to your colony. Colony? Home. I will carry you home. Just as dumb as he always was. Cool.
Now, excuse me. From here, what? Actually, I think with the passive perceptions here in the group, especially with the dire wolf here, because they get their whole advantage on such things. You can hear from ahead of you. In like these two were kind of posted on either side of the entryway to the inner parts of this tunnel. But you can hear from the inside of there some more like groaning and moaning, and just it sounds like just more goblin moaning, really. Let me see. I can make this visible here. And so just gonna go ahead and do that, because inside there's even more goblins just stuck to the wall in a similar fashion, except these ones notably were not impaled. They're just kind of stuck on the wall. Some of them are upside down, some of them are sideways. Yeah. They're just sort of just all over the place.
We just need to set this place on fire.
Oh, and kill all
And-
these lovely goblins.
Do you say that out loud?
Well, nothing's out loud.
Ah, yep, mental stuff. Love it.
Except for the part where I was monologuing to goblins. That was out loud.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, because they didn't have the whole mental setup that our druid friends here got. Excuse me. Now, from seeing inside this cave, there's one goblin up here. Just this one, just kind of. I'm gonna go ahead and ping it on the here so you guys can see. Just straight ahead. There's one just upside down, probably a good 5 feet off the ground, just plastered to the side of the wall. Looks like he's sort of coming to. And he just kind of like looks around and just starts screaming. Like he is freaking out. He is.
Oh, make it
Ooh.
stop. No screaming. No screaming. Stellan.
I think I don't think I have anything nice to do that, so I'm going to put my hand over his mouth. And be like, oh, you'll bring them down upon us. Please stop. Please. If I take my, will you stop? He removes his hand. Great. Okay. Good. Thank you. We're here to help.
So the goblet is just continuing this straight scream. Just it.
Oh no!
Like
I don't think your
don't know
mic
where this-
picked up the second. I was like, he's no. As soon as he starts doing, he's just gonna go.
Yeah. And then it's a little more muffled. Now, out here, we're gonna fade away from this for just a second, and we'll be right back with you guys. And we're gonna go a little bit deeper into this little cave network. Excuse me. Where there's somebody new. Somebody else down here finding themselves in a precarious situation. Excuse me. And let's go ahead and meet them here. So, is that gonna? Sorry, it's a little cool. So, so Williams, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Warren, and I'm here to play Spirit. And I don't know what the fuck's happening to me.
Oh, that's great, because we're about to get into that right now. So, Spirit, you find yourself here, waking up, basically, coming back to the land of the awake. And you find yourself in a more restrictive position from where you found yourself before. As you start to move, you would kind of come to a little bit here and there, but now that you're fully conscious, you feel in a way your motor functions returning to you. Where previously attempts to kind of move around and really just move anything was difficult at best, but that is fading away. And you can hear off in the distance a little high pitched screaming that it's loud, then it gets muffled, then it's loud, and then it gets muffled. And then it's loud and continuous, and then it's muffled and continuous. So, looking around the room, pinned to the wall in a very similar fashion to yourself, is a number of goblins, as well as your traveling companion, who was traveling with you before you had uh, more or less been relocated.
Oh, goody. Screams to wake me up in the morning. That's my favorite. Um, Looking around at the goblins, question, is it typical for them to be friendly or no?
It really depends. In this case, friendly is a very subjective thing. Now, from our talks before, you've done some travels where you go and you sell things. Um, you found that when when doing business with the goblins, they're greedy and mischievous. Um, and if you have something nice for them, you're doing dealings with them. They're typically pretty friendly in that regard. Um, they can be unpleasant in others, especially in large numbers, and that's kind of how some people in the past have ended up in little goblin jail cells and with their things missing and what have you. But uh, it's subjective, I would say. So,
Okay. Well, then I don't care about them. So I'm gonna start off by trying to free myself.
excellent.
Are my hands and everything bound together, like say
Uh,
so?
you're
Or am
essentially
I
cocooned. You're just more cocooned. And just however your arms were sort of dangling, they just kind of got like tucked in. Um, so in order to how are you trying to get out of the webbing? Are you just trying to like physically break it? What's this look like?
I'm gonna use my cat claws and
Ooh,
just
all
start
right.
picking away at it.
Okay. So I would say because there's a few options that you can do here. They give the option for the strength check normally, but with this, it also has the webbing itself has an AC and hit points. So if you want to try to attack it and essentially use your claws to cut it as you described, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's what we're gonna do.
All right, then let's see what you got.
Am I at any penalties for being cocooned?
Ooh, I think that does give the restrained condition, so that would be disadvantage from this point. Almost forgot about that.
So 15.
A 15. All right, and that was with the disadvantage, correct?
Yes. 10 was the
Awesome.
roll.
Perfect. Well, a 15 is going to hit, so let's see some damage.
Never actually put the claws in here because I don't use them.
Ah, until now.
Oops. Yeah. I'm so sorry. Trying to find it.
That happens.
It'll be easier.
Roll20 stores a lot of information, but it can be sometimes difficult to wade through.
Yeah.
That was why I was like, can I do the math? Hold on. Scroll, scroll. Yes, I can.
Yeah. It is definitely one of the systems ever made for this.
It's crunchy.
Yep. You having some difficulties there, bud?
Very much so. I'm
What
grabbing
you need?
books.
Ah, well, I may have the answer. You see, what you got?
I'm trying to figure out how much damage the cat claws do. Or
Ah,
the
I
tabaxis.
want to say those do a D4 of damage. Slashing. Excuse me.
Gross.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, because I think cat claws are an unarmed strike, but then the damage is piercing rather than bludgeoning, or slashing rather than bludgeoning.
I think it's slashing. Let's see. Cat claws. Yep, 1d4 plus strength. Um, however, in this case, I would say you would be able to use your dexterity as well, or in place of strength because of excuse me, the intent plus class features.
Good. 6.
I'm sorry,
6.
6. Okay. Now, and you don't have any. I know you've got some class features that give you certain bonuses or things like that. Is this magical damage? Is this just regular slashing?
If it's with the claws, then it would just be the slashing, because
Copy that. Okay. So you are able to cut through a good portion of the webbing. There is still some of it that's kind of impeding you. But you're most of the way out.
good. Then now I will punch the rest of it. Now that the hand is free enough to do so.
Okay. Roll away.
And for specific purposes, we're going to say it was the right hand that I freed first.
I like it.
Not a sus statement at all.
Um, 9 to hit. I rolled crap.
Yeah. A 9 is not going to cut it, unfortunately. Very close. But seeing as we're not in combat, you're more than welcome to try again.
I pretty much
You
don't
can
have
do
any
this.
other options except to sit here and do this until I get out. So that's better. That was a 19 on the die.
Oh, yeah, you're good. You are good. Um, and is this still using the D4? What is this using here?
This
'Cause you may
uses
not even need to roll.
D6.
A D6? Oh, yeah.
D6.
So, and that adds your dexterity, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And lightning.
What you got? Oh, and lightning. Okay. So, what you got? Started to get ahead of myself.
Oh, I thought you said
You
don't
said,
roll the damage.
oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was thinking that was for something else. Sorry. Mentally all over the place. So.
9 damage.
Oh, beautiful. All right. So, how does this look? Are you just like hitting it and just kind of letting the electricity just go over all the webbing? Is that, or is there something else going on here?
So I'm imagining that I cut the right arm free and then punching into like the shoulder or on the side of it where the webbing would be connected to the wall.
Okay, and just kind of letting the outburst
Like,
of the electricity kind of
yeah,
do its work. Beautiful.
pretty much.
Um, so you do so, and the webbing around you essentially disintegrates. Um, excuse me. And you are free.
So now I'm going to go over to my comrade over here stuck to the wall.
Yes, yes. Where does
He
good old Wilfred?
conscious.
He is not currently conscious. No.
I'm going to give him little love taps in the face. Hey, wake
Oh,
up. Wake up.
Was I sleeping again?
Don't feel too bad. This time we were all kind of screwed.
Ah, where are we?
Hold very still.
Anytime you say that, it's never something good. So it's always
None of
something
this is
bad.
good. Hold still.
Well, yes, but I feel like this was.
Hold still. And then I'm gonna punch his web.
Okay. He's going to like kind of turn his head and like close his eyes. He does not want to look.
That's the wrong dice. 16.
Good. Clean hit.
And 5 damage.
Okay. Of what type?
Lightning.
Lightning again? Beautiful.
Lightning.
I wasn't sure if you were doing like regular like slashing or anything like that, but
Nah.
lightning again, clean hit, and the web disintegrates. Oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, now look around.
So this is one of those times where dark vision comes up in a campaign, because humans don't have that. It is quite dark in here.
He's a basic.
Now, in the distance, we're gonna pan back over. Excuse me. This little goblin's lung capacity is, we'll say, impressive. Honestly, he's just.
I think
You
Stellan has
think he's gonna stop?
communicated as much to him at least once.
He's gonna, and every time you think he's gonna stop screaming, he just kind of, and it starts again.
How are you
Can I-
still doing this?
Can I just punch the goblin in the face to knock him out?
Sure.
Back of the head?
I would say that's definitely with advantage because it's a restrained target, so he has no way of defending himself.
Do you want strength? What do you want?
I believe that should be strength. I want to say
Would be
for
a
the ape.
D. It's an unarmed strike, so D4 plus your strength modifier,
Ah,
but it is your ape strength,
yeah. Well, so
right?
actually, the
Oh
ape has a
crap!
fist attack.
Oh no! Ooh, ooh,
Yeah. So if
ooh.
that's what you're using
Let's not
instead,
accidentally murder the shit out of this goblin.
Oh, well, you know,
move those over so we
If
can
there's a
see what
little bit
goes
of
on.
collateral, it's fine. But I am an objectively good and upstanding person, clearly.
Aren't we
um,
all? So I'm gonna say that. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. What did you get, Nine? And this is with advantage.
this rolled weird for the ape.
20 plus 3.
5?
10, because you've got advantage.
Oh, 10. Sorry.
All right.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, in this goblin's condition, they're not really in any position to defend themselves. So 10 is perfect. And go ahead and roll that damage.
I don't want to.
Hmm.
I'm scared. How the hell do I roll
That's
damage?
a little collateral.
Why won't it let me roll damage with the ape?
Uh, oh, because that was a strength check. So you hit the strength button instead of the attack button. So if you click the word, I think it's fist for ape, you should be
Yeah.
good to go.
Oh, gee. Oh, look.
Or is it
13.
not? Hmm. Yeah, that's being weird. All right.
It is still doing that, isn't it? Yeah.
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 Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going up with that. But let's see. Let's see if it'll cooperate for me. Odd. So I'm just gonna hit that there. Sorry, I was just testing it to see what was going on my end. Yeah. All right. Well, that's weird. So in that case, we're just gonna have to. Yeah, it should be rolling damage, but it's not. All right, I'm gonna have to troubleshoot that later. So we're because it was working last time. Anyway, um, well, honestly, you're not gonna need. What is that? Oh, yeah, that was okay. Excuse me. Given the goblin status and really condition, I'm gonna say you're not really gonna need a whole lot of damage here to knock it out. So you knock it clean in the face. Um, excuse me. And the goblin is out cold. Now, our spirit, you hear the sudden increase of volume and screaming, and then just kind of drops off.
I don't hear any chomping.
Nope, no chomping. What do you think that was? What? Okay, every time we end up in a place where it's dark and there's screaming, it's never good. It's never good.
Don't know. Don't care.
Okay, well, what if that thing is getting whatever was screaming, whoever that was? What if they're getting eaten right now?
At least it's not you.
I mean,
But if you don't,
oh, good heavens!
it might
Have you
be.
seen me? Have you, I may not look like much, but I'm sure I'm scrumptious. I don't want to find out if I'm scrumptious.
Then I'm just gonna put both of his hands like on my shoulders, and I'm gonna start slowly moving towards the towards the only exit that I see right now, which is here.
Should we call up for help? No, that's a terrible idea.
Yes, yes, it is.
No, yeah, we're not doing that.
Shut up.
Um, what is that groaning I hear? And you can hear just on the wall, like the goblins as they're starting to sort of come to and get some of their functions back. They're like groaning and just complaining. You know, just not having a good time.
I don't care about them. So
Okay, then
I can I tell that the screaming was where the screaming was coming from, or is it just bouncing everywhere?
So it is bouncing a little bit, but you can tell where it's coming from. It was coming just more or less down the path that you're already following. Um, um, excuse me. Yeah, they are. Yeah, just essentially on the way. It sounded like it was coming from at least what you would imagine would be an exit.
Good.
So with the unconscious goblin here, um, the goblin now incapacitated. The ones who took care of him knocked him out. What's going on this end?
Should we looks kind of at the unconscious goblin? Should we continue in this way? It seems there's a number of goblins that could use being set free from these things if we could make quick work of it. Or we could continue down the other path, but I think the thing we're meant to do is help them.
We're supposed to help the goblins, so let's at least get them down. Maybe they can get each other out.
If the three of us each start to cut loose a separate goblin, we should be able to do it relatively quickly. Cleo, maybe you can use those large canines of yours. Do be careful, and I'm sure we'll make it work. And he's going to cautiously head into the next chamber, well, like little area, to start trying to carefully cut down another goblin.
Okay.
There we go.
Going in here? Going in
Yeah.
here. Okay, I'll take this one.
All right. And as you're able, or as you work through here, and you start cutting the goblins free, the ones that are a little hesitant at first, a little timid or scared even, especially waking up to a dire wolf, trying to free them from their webbing. I feel like some of them would have wished that they had been placed up higher on the wall, so the wolf couldn't reach them. They also don't know why a wolf is in the cave, but they've
There's
resigned
a
to
lot
their fate.
happening.
Yeah, they've just kind of accepted that this is how they're going to go, and then they get freed. So, and the range of motion that they have still quite limited. Some of them are having difficulty standing after they're freed from the web. Others are able to kind of move around a little bit, but it's very stiff and rigid.
Stellan will say to some of the more mobile ones, when you're feeling well enough to move, you need to help get your people to safety. And he recounts the way to get out once again.
Oh, I'm sure that'll go great. Goblins are great at following directions.
And Stellan's great at giving them.
Perfect.
Do any of them seem, any of these three seem more able to explain anything than the other two? Or are they still really bad off?
So one of them seems like they're at least coherent enough to understand what's going on. The other one's a little more groggy.
So, Stellan, if we can ask them why they're down here. How long have they been down here?
I'll see if any of them can speak back. I just sort of spoke at him and hoped for the best. And he turns to the one again that's a little more mobile and say, "Sorry, can you speak?"
I can speak.
Oh, good. We were wondering, the three of us were wondering, gesturing to the ape and the direwolf. The three of us were wondering how long you've been down here and what happened to you.
Don't know how long. Remember going into a room. We're not supposed to go into the room, but I went into the room.
The one with the door?
And the door.
Hmm.
There was sign. Can't.
And you
Didn't listen to sign.
But you didn't, and now we're here. That's okay. All you can do is move forward. So,
You said exit was up.
yes, this way and to the left and up.
Is that still forward?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Forward is more of a metaphorical thing. In this, that's a bit.
Med-
Forward is a state of mind.
Simple words, Stellan. Simple words.
Yes.
Forward.
Forward is a place in time. Anyway, you'll be fine.
David, while he's talking to the goblin, I'm gonna go over here and get this one down.
Okay.
Please.
And excuse me. And Spirit, you're still just steadily making your way through as well, just ignoring all the goblins up on the walls.
Yes. As
Beautiful.
stealthily as I can. Do I need to make a roll for that?
I would say if you're trying to sneak through, then yes.
Yeah. And out of
But
curiosity, do I hear the talking or the commotion of things being freed from the walls up ahead?
yeah, I would say you can hear some commotion, some tearing, perhaps like the webbing being ripped from the walls.
Stellan's not actively trying to be quiet. He's trying not to be loud, but he's not actively trying to be quiet. So you can probably hear him saying, "Forward is a state of mind."
Do you want me to roll with disadvantage since I've got Wilford following behind me, hugging my shoulders?
Hmm. I would say he's also trying to be quiet as well. So I would say that wouldn't give you disadvantage. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't see how that would give you disadvantage in this situation.
I was just thinking because he can't see where he's going.
Well, you're also guiding him through.
Okay.
So I would say if he was trying to make it through on his own, I could see that. But since you're acting as a guide here, that I think that's going to negate the disadvantage.
Excellent. 18.
Cool. You are very sneaky right now.
Sneaky. Sneaky.
Excuse me. And Niam and Cleo, just as you're going through, you're just able to do just one goblin after the other. The ones that are more capable, really, would be able to assist in that as well. So kind of helping get some of the other goblins off.
The ape's just gonna point towards Stellan's direction so they can go talk to Stellan.
Gotcha.
He'll make his way in after he's wrapped up his conversation with the one that he's been unsuccessful at giving an existential crisis.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one is going to try and convey that message to other goblins, and just something about going forward into mine time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right, he got it.
like make sense when get there, kind of thing. And
Yeah,
they go
you
off.
got it, buddy.
Yeah.
As long as forward is also left and up, then you're fine. Goodbye. Good luck. And we'll continue to relay this rather stupid information to any
Always
other.
exciting when goblins are left to their own devices.
I'm not sure Stellan is that much smarter. That's not true. He does not have any negatives. I shit on this poor boy a lot, but he's okay. He's just a bit silly. He's actually pretty smart. It's the wisdom that's getting him.
Yeah, that'll do it. So quick question for you, Spirit. Are you trying to, I mean, as we're seeing here, they're kind of moving in to, this more open area, where you got some more goblins up on the walls. How are you trying to navigate through this and remain undetected? Like what's going on with you?
So I snuck my way up here. I'm assuming I could see all the walls. I saw that my other friend is not in here. As I come up to this corner where all the noise is coming from, I'm just hugging the wall as closely as I can. And I'm going to watch what they're doing to see if they're friendlies or not.
You see a Shatterkai, an ape, and a direwolf freeing goblins.
Who are then helping other goblins, or helping free other goblins.
Okay.
And instructing them that the only way forward is one step at a time and some other nonsense like that.
All right, Wilfred. I think we got some decent people up ahead, so we're actually gonna go talk to them.
Oh, good.
It was
I was
not
worried.
whatever the hell had us on the wall.
That's quite the relief. Oh, please don't tell them I'm scrumptious.
I don't think they're trying to eat you, but I'll be sure to let them know.
These could be fools.
So I'm gonna stop sneaking at this point and just start walking up there.
Stellan.
Hi.
Yes, I'm on it. Hello. Hi. Are you? Why are you here?
I was looking for my friend, and I got stuck to a wall apparently, because that's what I woke up to.
See.
No.
So you're a victim of these spiders as well. And then he seems to kind of space out when he hears NIAM speaking in. He's like,
How is he down here?
"How did you get down here?
I
Do you
don't really
remember?
remember.
Question.
Sorry."
Yes.
We were
I'm sorry,
traveling,
quite a
and
blur. Yes.
next thing I knew, I was on a wall.
Hmm.
So
Spiders are difficult like that. There's plenty where I come from.
Did you
Where
say
did he
spiders?
come from, though?
Where did you come from?
Did he see Zer? I mean, did he come from where they took Xeris?
Xeris. Oh, shit.
So
Can't hear that.
No, unfortunately, everything
I
is
was like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was doing it too.
Forget that part. I forgot. I can't hear the words inside your head.
sorry, guys.
Oh,
we're just having a fun game of telephone.
what is
Uh,
even what is even insanity at this point?
Our friend was taken elsewhere. We don't know where, so we're looking for our friend as well.
We do know he's on the David help
Ethereal.
plane.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
The place is the ethereal plane. Yes, the ethereal plane.
That's quite dreadful.
Yes. No.
He sounds
I apologize. I'm sure I sound quite discombobulated. It's because my friend NIAM here is supplying me with helpful information, and he gestures to the ape.
what?
Ape's gonna kind of wave.
So quick question comes to mind real quick, and then I'll get used for it. What happened to the torch that you guys had before? Was that just left on the ground back in the hall, or was that brought with you?
Well, we turned into creatures that couldn't hold torches, so
I
not
suppose I
sure.
could have brought it with me. If you're willing to allow me to say I did, I will say I did.
Yeah, in this instance, I'm okay with that. It's been, it's been quite a while since you've been here. It's been a couple of weeks before, or since we last met up. So I'm not really gonna harp on little things like that for
Fair
here.
enough.
So,
Sorry.
So I've got a torch.
You've got a torch.
Cool. Yeah. He's just gonna say, are you from the material plane normally?
Yeah, but that's the only one I've ever been to.
Where most people are from.
Well, that's a common misconception. But that's definitely just kind of that's definitely beside the point. Our friend, I think, is in another plane. Could that potentially be where your friend was taken as well?
Maybe I don't know where he is. He just
Hmm.
disappeared. So
Did the spider take him?
You say you don't remember?
possibly.
Yeah, it could
He
be.
disappeared shortly before what I can't remember.
Right.
We woke up and he was to start our day and he was gone and we started searching for him. And then here I am.
See. Well, perhaps it would be simpler if we all banded together to look for our friends, both of our friends. It's possible they were taken by the same. Well, they were taken to another plane, but perhaps I mean if the spiders that have. Well, it's it's
That's
better if we
valid.
stay together, right?
I can see that, but I don't know about this guy. And I'm just gonna point to Wilfred. He's
I'm sorry, you said
Spazzy.
spiders. You said spiders.
Are there
Oh,
more? Ask
yeah.
him if there's more goblins over where they came from.
Are
While
there
you guys
more?
are figuring out, I'll go pull down goblins.
Actually, with your permission, I could make this a little bit easier. At the moment, I'm relaying messages from my companions here, but they could speak to you as well if you're willing.
And Spirit Wilfred's gonna kind of lean in. Is this one of those craze? Do you think they have the madness?
I don't know, and I don't really think I want somebody I just met doing anything to my head.
That's. I saw that happen to a bloke one time, and the next thing you know, he had tentacles for a mustache. Very unpleasant. Very unpleasant.
In this moment that I wish there wasn't a torch because I could tell him that I could freak him out and just be like, you don't know, for this moment you could have tentacles.
I can connect people's minds. He doesn't obviously hear this conversation, but he senses a beat of hesitance. Because I can connect people's minds. It's a strange skill I have. But if not, I'm happy to relay information for the foreseeable future until my companions are, well, it's safer for them to be a wolf and an ape at the moment. And they're quite strong.
This sounds like a doomsday
Yeah,
cult.
Well, it's that or get eaten by spiders. So I'm
What was
gonna
that?
choose to be able to hear everybody.
Right.
What was that, Cleo?
What did Cleo say?
No, I said I was just gonna bark. Like, in the mind, you could just hear me say, yeah, but, comes out as woof.
Aw, woof. Yes.
Can I pet the dog?
Well, it'll be easier if you ask
I'm not
for
actually
permission.
asking. I'm just kind of going. As I say it, I'm just going to try
That's
to.
all right. And it's just gonna link all their minds.
So there's a cat person coming up to you to try to pet you.
But now you can hear each other's thoughts. Well, you can hear each other's telepathic communication.
This is weird, guys. What is happening? This is weird. This is so weird. What is that? Why am I being petted?
You're just such a pretty girl. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're a dog. I don't know. Oh,
Right.
oh, whoops.
So now that we've all made acquaintance,
Niam's gonna go over here and free goblins.
I would appreciate it if you two could help us cut some of these goblins down. We have agreed to assist them, so it will make quicker work if we all do this.
Okay, from what I've known, most goblins aren't friendly, so I was leaving them on the walls. But yeah, if you guys are helping them, whatever, sure, I'll help.
We have an agreement, so they should be compliant. Anyway, we'll just cut them all down, and then we'll press forward to look for our friends. And Stellan's gonna go back to cutting down goblins, which sounds violent, but it's not in this.
Yeah. This is like the good way of cutting down goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah, cutting down goblins peacefully. Never thought I would use that sentence, but here we are. So it takes time because there's quite a few goblins along the walls, but
It was
there were quite a few of them. But with all of you working together and with the goblins assisting, you're able to get them down. Excuse me. And cutting them free, essentially.
You should be able to get out, right? Stellan, we fried all the egg sacks on our way in. So if they go back the way we came in, they should be able to get out, right?
Yes, I'm sure some of the more I've been instructing the more able ones to assist their people in getting out. So hopefully they'll be able to handle that.
unless they get lost.
Right,
Oh,
half
done that
out.
part.
Go up and out. Up and out.
Mhm.
Up and out.
Yes, into mind, time, space, forward.
Mind, time, space. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And forward.
You'll
but
get
also
there
left.
by going forward, but also left.
Yes.
Because do we really want to? We can't take them all with us to go figure out what's in the rest of the cave because half of them are wounded and they're just going to be spider food.
The most important thing, he announces this to all of the remaining goblins, the most important thing about going forward is not to go right until you are out of the tunnels.
So left?
Left and then up.
Right.
Let's take
Right.
them out to the beginning.
Right.
Well, not to the beginning, but to the break we came down, but we need to go the other way because obviously this area ends. So we need to
We'll
go
point
back
them the opposite way
and
then.
point them out.
We'll do that. So that is, I would say that is probably realistically what we do, is we lead them all to that. Once they're all freed, we lead them all to that junction, but point them the opposite way of which way we go.
Okay. So you guys coming out into this junction here, you send
Yeah,
them
after
up.
we freed them all.
Gotcha. Okay. And yeah,
So if we send them up and tell them to go left until they find out, they should be good, right? How fast can I run as a monkey?
I mean, there's a couple of lefts that lead to dead ends, but I think they'll be okay. At least they'll just have to turn around and keep going left. That's literally it. You just keep going left, but you'll run into a couple of dead ends on the way.
I have to go down that hole though. We went no, Stellan, that won't work.
If
No.
Wilfred, if you want to go with the goblins and get out of here, I'm not gonna stop you. Just throwing that out there.
We had to go down the hole. So they would have to go back up the hole.
Yeah. Well, they're going left and then up, right?
Because
So-
they could find, but if they find the ropes, they could just crawl. Don't take the rope. They can't take the ropes, Stellan. If they take the ropes, then we're stuck down here.
I do have other rope. We would just
Ah.
have to find a way to.
We tied the
it.
rope to the.
If you have other ropes, I can climb walls. Hi.
Oh, well then. Hi.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so the goblins can find the rope, climb out. For God's sakes, don't let them lock us in
And-
here. We're supposed to be helping. Why do I feel like the goblins are going to bite us in the ass, Stellan?
Because
Oh wait, we're all now.
we're what? Sorry.
we're all what?
Cleo's just gonna say in the whole mind link thing, like she just realized that they can hear her.
Ah, we're all linked now. Yes, yes. I thought it would be easier than playing telephone. Everyone, this is NIAM and Cleo, my companions, and I'm still in PHELSAGE. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Everybody just calls me Spirit. Nice to meet you too.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. And I am Wilfred Conway.
Like a ghost?
Well, I suppose that is like a ghost. You're not a ghost, are you?
Or like an embodiment.
Pushes him.
So Wilfred, a pleasure to meet you as well.
Yes, of
Let's
course. Pleasure.
let's make quick work of this. I don't particularly like these tunnels. Although they're a lot less bright than the outside.
Yes, but they're quite dreadful, really.
Well, spiders live here. It's not going to be homey.
What?
That's fair, but still.
That's another good point, Wilfred. If you go with them, you can keep them from taking the rope to begin with. If you go with the goblins and wait for us.
See that? That sounds like a much safer idea, actually. Yes. How am I supposed to see? Can they see? Yeah. Oh, they probably a little bit.
Oh,
It's probably-
here. Stellan will hand the torch over because I think everyone else has dark vision.
I think so.
Stellan will be like, "That's no problem. You can have my torch. I don't actually need one."
Oh, well, thank you, good sir. That is quite kind.
Thank you. I pride myself on being kind, I think. Anyway,
I hope all of you live.
I hope so too. I hope you live as well.
Can he fight?
He's going to take the goblins up, so hopefully none of them will have to fight.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll
Right, you won't be able to hear us speaking to you or each other after you get a certain distance away from us, but I'm sure you'll have the goblins to keep you company.
yes. Well, I hope you find what you are looking for, and best of luck to you.
And to you.
And he will make his way up with the goblins, torch in hand. Still nervous, you know. He hears like a little rock or something fall, and he jumps a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm sure everything will be fine there.
Then I'm gonna actually whisper to NIAM to answer your question. No, he can't. He's useless.
Mm-mm.
Now, quick question for the players here, because I know
Gonna
we're
die.
creeping up around that usual closing time. Are you guys good to press, or do you wanna wrap up here? 'Cause
I'm
we
good
can
to
keep
go
going.
on. It's a pretty depending on what you have planned, it is a pretty decent narrative stopping point, but I've got a bit of time. I've got another 20, 30 minutes.
Um, yeah. So if everybody's good with it, we can go about another 20, 30, and if it reaches a point where you need to leave before that, then please just like let me know, and then we'll wrap it up right there. But
It'll be good. I slept in this morning.
nice.
Mm.
Um, uh, okay, yeah. So
Spider
yeah,
Hove.
then all right. So get yeah. So we are going to go ahead and resume from there. Wilfred has gone on his way.
All right.
What now?
So this direction points down that tunnel. You guys said you haven't been here.
Right. That's
Going this
in.
way.
That's out.
Okay. I can probably scout ahead if you want me to.
Sure. That would be great.
Okay.
Just be cautious, I guess. I can. You go ahead. I'll keep an eye on.
If you see mounds that have look like little porous rocks, don't touch it. It is it's baby spider land, and we need to just burn it.
I can burn it.
You really don't want to get bit by these things. Just saying.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
want me to
not a
make
good time.
another stealth roll?
If you could, please.
Unnatural 20.
Oh, beautiful. All right. So, for the time being, you are as sneaky as you can be. Trying to- maybe I need to see.
Are these hive looking things on the map? Are those the things she was telling me not to touch?
Uh, yes. So as you're coming in here, you see uh many of these things. They're all over the place. They're all over the floor. They're all over the walls. There's just an obscene amount of these. It's like a thick webbing, quite very much like an egg sac, Excuse me. But at the same time, it, it's different almost. Like these ones look bigger than the XX that you saw lining the walls in the hallways, like leading up to this room.
Guys, I can't make this much fire.
Ooh.
I'm gonna.
There's
Oh,
a lot.
Well,
told you. We should just burn the place down. Stellan.
Burn the place.
it's feeling like a better idea. I mean, we did already free the goblins, and technically our friends are in another plane, so it should be fine.
Where's
Out
the
of
mother? Who keeps laying all these eggs?
I don't know if I want to find out.
Right.
Yeah, that's. Sorry, trying to.
Out of character, are there any other objectives we have that I've personally, as a person, forgotten?
I believe the main one was finding Xeris, and any help with, um, excuse me, like freeing the goblins, things like that was kind of really the only ones.
Okay.
Excuse
And
me,
we
going on there.
are. I was gonna say we're sure that he's in another plane, but what we're sure of and what is objectively probably the truth may not be the same.
May not be the same, yeah. You know that he was in the ethereal plane, but don't know if he is anymore.
I think Stellan might say something along the lines of, "My only concern is, do you think if he was taken to another plane, do you think he's remained there, or do you think they're bringing him back here somewhere?"
I don't know. We needed a spider to get to the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
Didn't Blobby say that before he disappeared?
That was mentioned, yes. The spiders having the ability to phase over to between the planes. That was the plan in motion at the time.
Gotcha.
But you guys have also killed all of the spiders that you have found so far.
Let's either that or go spider riding in a. Nope, there's no way I can fix that sentence. It's gonna end it there.
Right. So, okay. We need a couple spiders. I need a jar. We need a jar.
Jar. Okay.
Are the webs flammable?
Yes.
The webs are flammable, yes.
Do you have another torch? Because it looks like they kind of all connect to each other.
I probably have something on me that will make fire, even if I don't have it. Let me see. And he'll rummage through the bag.
Oh,
Cleo has something, I think.
well, okay, so this is going to be kind of one of those questions because there's one of two things that happens when you wild shape, and that's either your equipment merges into the body or it doesn't.
Never mind.
Well,
Oh, no.
you get the choice when you wild shape, but it's really did it all go inside and kind of just get merged in, or was it you were essentially wearing it this whole time?
Wait, so my clothes can be worn? Cool.
Well, so there's I just thought about this too because the size difference is the only articles of clothing and the like that would or any other items really that would adjust to the new form are magical items. and clothing.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just gonna choose to like merge things. I don't want to go down that
okay.
route and
Okay.
find out what happens.
Yeah, that's if you know a good tailor, then it'd be fine. But
Something for the future.
yeah,
David,
yes.
I
What's up?
I have a wand of wonder.
You do have a wand of wonder.
Are you telling me that the ape's been running around this whole time carrying a wand? Just.
I mean,
Well, no, I know I have the wand of wonder, but now I'm wondering about the wand. Okay.
now you're wondering about the wand. Okay, I like where this is
I
going. What you got?
right. Because I have a couple of options with this wand of wonder.
Right.
One is to wander Xeris back into our world. Either wander Xeris back into the world, wander us to Xeris. I mean, this thing has 7 charges.
It does.
So
it doesn't quite work that way though.
okay, well that's what I need. I need a better idea of how this works before I go off on a, I'm gonna shapeshift and jump on a spider's head moment.
Right. So the Wand of Wonder is one of those items where you essentially wave the wand to get it to do the thing, and then it has a list of random effects.
Okay. So
So
basically, I could, because I don't know what this thing actually does.
So
I'm gonna hold it and want something, and then you're going to blow it up in my face. Is what I'm getting here.
Not exactly. So what happens is when you use an action to expend one of those charges, you're gonna roll a d100, and then based on what you roll, a random effect happens, and there's a table that goes along with it. Sometimes that could be casting a spell.
Okay.
Sometimes that could be it just starts raining.
So you're gonna blow it up in your face.
Right.
It's
Got it.
just.
Hey guys.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt, but my friend just texted me. I need to go. I'm sorry.
Totally understandable.
Don't apologize.
That is fine. We were actually, pretty close to the ending time, anyway. So, we really only would have had like another 10, 15 minutes. So, I think before we get too far into it, that's a decent narrative stopping point, as Stellan pointed out.
Yeah.
Right. We have a week to think of what we're going to do.
You do. You absolutely do. So
Gotta get my 2:30 a.m. snack.
yes. So before we get into the closing spiel, did anybody have anything to plug? No?
I
Okay.
feel like I should. I feel like I should, but I don't. I will soon.
You will soon. Okay. Well, hey, you got a week to think about it. So no pressure, but also pressure.
Well, I will do 1 to 2 things a week. I was gonna joke that I'll come with a list, but
Hey, baby steps, right? Baby steps. So first, thank you all for joining us, both the viewers and the players. This has been, colder than a Twitch's wit. We have been the Rolling Nomads. I have been your host, as always, David Gagnon, and you can find us right here on Twitch, twitchtv.rollingnomads, for all our new stuff. Previous episodes, past streams, and all that, you can head over to YouTube. More and more content is getting uploaded. All of that, all our old episodes And once all that's caught up, it's going to be a much more regular basis, and you won't have to wait as long. That is awesome. I'm looking forward to all of that.
Oh, I thought
Excuse me.
I was muted.
Oh no, you're best way to keep up
Quietly
to date with
wooing in
us.
the background. I'm sorry.
Best way to keep up to date with us is over on excuse me, Twitter at _ Rolling Nomads. That's where you're going to see all the new programming coming to the channel, like Transylvania Beckons. We just had that premiere on Halloween. Definitely an
It was
awesome new
amazing.
program. Yeah, if you have not seen it yet, you are really doing yourself a disservice. Get out there and check that out. Excuse me. But over on Twitter, you're going to see things where we're doing new programming coming to the channel, YouTube upload announcements, going live, late starts, cancellations, anything like that. We also have TikTok. So clips, highlights, things like that that are TikTok shaped, whatever that means. I'm older than I look. This is all like, hippity hoppity things, but it's cool. So go look at it. So, excuse me. Thank you all again for joining us for this episode of Colder Than a Twitch's Wit. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. We'll see you later.